Focus. So what is focus? Let's talk about focus for this video because this is going to be the start of a whole bunch of can of worms in learning Cebuano grammar with the ang, the sa, the og, and so many more things, right? But let's talk about what focus is, right? And before we get into the can of worms and start actually letting out all these worms and a whole bunch of trouble. Focus is the conversation's topic or subject, anything that's like really important, the most noteworthy thing that's being talked about in the conversation, right? Or what the conversation is being revolved on, right? And it's expressed by the ang set of markers. So the person who initiates a conversation will choose the focus and will mark the focus with the ang set of markers, right? If you let's say you're gonna gossip about someone, let's say you're gonna talk about some sort of object or something like that, or how your day was and stuff like that, that's gonna be the focus of the entire conversation. And generally everything that you talk about will revolve around that focus, whatever it is that you're talking about. That said, the ang set of markers are down here in this chart, all right? So if the focus of the conversation is going to be a noun, right, or whatever, just any noun, person, place, thing, or idea, you're gonna use ang. You're gonna use ang, right? So ang is gonna be under that, and how do we know that we're gonna be talking about whatever we're talking about is the focus? We mark it with ang. And how do we mark it? We mark it before the word we're gonna focus on. Ang suga, the light. All right, let's talk about the light. Ang suga, and you and me are gonna be talking, and we're gonna keep using ang, and this ang is gonna be followed by suga. Oh, ang suga, blah 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 blah, blah blah blah. Ang suga, oh, ang suga, ang. You know what I mean? Like it's going to be revolved around that topic, that word, that noun, whatever. And how do we know it's the focus? We mark it by using ang, right? Ang. As long as ang is in that sentence and it has a relationship with the noun or the thing we're talking about, we know that thing that we're talking about is the focus of the conversation. Let's say though that we want to talk about somebody else. We want to gossip about someone, or we want to talk about somebody or whatever. Instead of a noun, this person is now a person, right? This person is now the focus. So we have to mark the person using si, right? Oh, blah, 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 si Maria, blah, 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 si Juan, si Jose, si Don Miguel, all these things, right? We mark it with si. Si Marco ug si Merla, si Marco ug si Merla, all these kind of things, we mark it with si. And when we hear that si, it's the same function as ang. We know it's a focus marker because we're marking it with si. We know that si is the one that's telling us, hey, this thing is now the focus, right? All of these written in red that you see here, they're all related to each other in that they all mark the focus of whatever conversation or topic you're talking about. They all mark it. It's just that when you're gonna use different types of words that require a focus, sometimes the marking is different, right? Except they still function the same way. Pronouns, for example. Let's talk about pronouns. In the absolutive case, demonstrative nouns, if we don't know what the noun is, or if we already know what the noun is, we can generalize it by saying, oh, kani, kana, kanang blah, 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 kari nga, blah, 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 kana nga, katong nga, katong kuan, katong nga, whatever, right? We can talk about it using those demonstrative pronouns in the absolutive case, because they all mark whatever thing that was, this, that, these, those things, they all mark it in the focus. And they're all the set of markers with ang, so they're all related. And if I want to talk about somebody but I don't know their name, I'm going to use him, her, or it. I'll have to use siya. Again, using the absolutive case pronouns, if you remember those, and the absolutive case demonstrative pronouns, remember those. Why? Because all of these mark what your focus will be. These are called the ang set of markers because they will mark your focus. So let's say I didn't know who Don Miguel was. I will refer to Don Miguel as siya. You know, oh, kana nga tawhana, that person over there, kana, again, that absolutive case marker, kana, because he's now the focus, that person over there, kana nga tawhana, siya, him, siya, si Don Miguel. Kana nga tawhana, kana, siya, si Don Miguel. So do you see how I put it all together? Because that person is now the focus. We want to make sure he remains the focus in the entire sentence by adding the proper set of markers. Since Don Miguel is not really a noun, well, he is a noun, but there's a special type of focus we use for proper nouns. We have to use si. Si Don Miguel. Oh, let's talk about Don Miguel. Okay, siya si blah 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 blah. Siya ang blah blah blah. Siya ang tag-iya sa blah blah blah. Right? He is the owner of blah blah blah. Siya ang blah blah blah. He is blah blah blah, right? So that's how they all relate to each other. And I hope this helps with understanding what focus is, because in the future videos, I'm going to start going into detail with ang, og, sa, and all of this stuff with focus and location and non-focus and specificity. It becomes a mess. So please understand how this works, okay?